Alila mo haslagen ihta, naksamit illa tok hachimahil ka, achihbatik lopulit illa tohukum. We're glad you're here with us today. We will tell you the story of our people, of our challenges and our journeys, and how we came to be here. Hukom mangah cholik. It is said that long ago, the whole world was covered with water. The only living creatures were birds and small animals that rested on the back of Satta, the turtle. Who will find land for us, they asked, and Sakcho, the crawfish, volunteered. He dove deep into the water and used his strong tail to scoop mud until he built up a mound that emerged from the water. The animals were happy to finally see land. Sakcho continued to scoop, and the mud spread wider and wider. The animals and birds looked in all directions. They were pleased, but the earth looked so flat. So the birds and animals asked Coushatta, the eagle, if he would fly over the earth to shape it. So Coushatta flew up and over the surface of the mud. Everywhere the tips of his great wings touched the earth, rivers, lakes, and valleys appeared. And when he flew upward, his great wings raked up mud into hills and mountains. When he held his wings still, wide, smooth plains spread forever. Hukom mangah cholik, this is the story we are told of how the earth came to be. Our Coushatta people lived here peaceably along the rivers for many, many seasons. We honored the Creator and respected His creation. Like all people through time, we gathered around the fire, grateful for its light and warmth. And so we prospered, and our children were happy. But we had been told that a change would come one day, that strangers would arrive who did not look like us. And they did. We soon realized that their ways were different from ours. They thought they could take what belonged to everybody and claim it as their own. We had built houses and villages. We had planted the land and harvested the crops. We had raised our children and mourned our dead. But now we knew that we could no longer remain on these lands that we had always called home. Our choice was to live in peace, and so we began the long journey to find another place of our own, where we could gather as a community and dwell in peace.
We went so far. First, we traveled south from Tennessee into Alabama, where we joined the Creek Confederacy, and then from Alabama to west of the Sabine River. But that did not end our journey. More moves were yet to come. During this time, many foreign nations battled for our lands.
His Majesty George, the King of Great Britain, consents to allow the nation of Coushatta Indians to purchase goods from British traders.
France hereby cedes its control of French Louisiana, west of the Mississippi, and all those who reside there to the kingdom of Spain.
They wanted to use us to strengthen their positions against their rivals. What they failed to realize was that we were also strategizing in order to protect our families and our lands.
The Coushatta chief Red Shoes is the most distinguished chief, whose intentions are always for the pacification, amity, and union of all nations without exception.
Gentlemen of the Senate, I lay before you a treaty between the United States and the chiefs of the Creek Nation, now in this city, on behalf of themselves and the whole Creek Nation.
4 of our leaders traveled by boat to New York with the Creek delegation to negotiate with the new American president. But the goodwill expressed to the Coushatta chiefs by President Washington was short-lived. It would be almost 200 years before the United States government would begin to honor their promises to the Coushatta people.
I have given the white man my lands. I have given them bread, and the former big captain told me that the white man should be my friends. The white man lies. I will live here till I die, which cannot be very long, and I want to know what is to become of my people.
Dear friend, I wish you'd do something for us. We always of the Indians Coushatta, just we wish you all grant us soon as you can, because always needs the government grant. Just our share. Let me know soon.
We were born and raised here, have our own little school, church, and cemetery, and wish to remain here. But times are so hard, and jobs are so scarce, that we can hardly live.
We had no money. We couldn't hire lawyers. We couldn't go very far. But at the same time, I still had that drive. Over time, it became a passion for me.
Despite these and other obstacles, we persevered. Through it all, we stood together, and that is what we do today. Kum adlawista immu lahis, for all of our children.
We are thankful for what we have, for the elders who protected and preserved our community and our ways throughout many years and difficulties. For these struggles have made us stronger. We were told we would survive as a people as long as we spoke our language. That we must continue to keep our language and culture alive out of respect for our ancestors and Abba Chukuli, the one who sits on high, so that we can tell others what is to come in the days ahead.
Many years ago, our ancestors used to tell us stories of how things would be in the future. They said that water, which has always been free, would someday be for sale. They said that one day we would shoot something at the moon and hit it, and that the trees would no longer hold up the sky. They even said that one day the seasons would all blend together and the earth would get warmer. My father said that some of these stories didn't make sense to him when he was small, but one by one they have all come true.
Hasnuma, Samo sa silong isna. What about you? How do you define yourself? Kusno kusatikum. Kusno yame hukum manga chulik. Kunti bakun labuska. Yame laho. Komihani fa. We are Coushatta. This is how we are told. Here we keep the flame of our ancestors burning. This place we call home. Achachak, Tijajila. Come with me. I'll show you.